Hey guys, okay, I got a experience here to tell you about. I had last night. JC and Queenie. They call her Queenie. I don't think that's her name though. Anyway, so if you can follow my videos, you know what Queenie does. She goes inside you and gives you sex dreams, right? Smut and stuff you don't want to do, and stuff you want to do. I don't got all the answers yet about her. So I go to bed last night, and this is after the ET dream I had on my past. I go to sleep again after that dream, and Christ turns on this little. It's like a, what are those bags in the hospital that hang? And they're full of good stuff, and you turn the little thing, it goes in your veins. He has something like that hooked up to a little bag thing, and it goes into me. So he turns it, the stuff goes into me, it just floods my whole body. Then, I had a big argument with him, but I submitted to it. And as soon as I submitted to it, I'm like, fucking, let's just do it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of fighting about it. And I told him if this was reality and I had a choice, I would leave. And if you didn't let me leave, I'd beat the hell out of you and fucking kill you. Because I ain't into no cults, right? That's what I think it's a cult. I don't think it's a cult, but I'm just saying that was what I told them. I told Christ that and all. Anyway, that was my big release and letting go. Whatever it meant, I don't know. Some deep meaning. Remember, this is my ego, not my spirit. My spirit has a different way doing this stuff. It didn't agree with my thoughts. So we were at odds. When I was fighting Christ, I was fighting myself. All that stuff. So I let it go and let her do it. So he turns on this thing, floods my brain, and he goes, "You're gonna see you're gonna see yourself." I'm like, "All right, let's go and fucking do it." So I think I'm in all night sex orgies and everything. That's what I'm in for. Turns out I go into this dream, and I'm in my apartment. Okay, I'm in my apartment, and I'm in this dream, and I walk. There's a board, like a bunch of 2x4s stuck together, and I walk across this moat, and I go into my apartment, and there's water surrounding this big set of buildings, and this one little building, I guess, was my apartment where I lived, and so I go to my apartment. And there's 100 people in there. And they're not partying. They're living. And I'm thinking, well, what the fuck is this? So I go into my bedroom and I do my stuff in my bedroom. And it's noisy as hell. And I want everybody to leave. Right? And I want everybody to leave. So I don't know what to do. I don't want to force him out and be the mean guy, right? And so I'm thinking, well, I'm going to go tell him to be quiet. I'm going to tell all these people to be quiet. So I go out there, and I get caught up in drama, okay? So I go out there, and there's people walking around, and I go up, and there's a girl, and she's painting pictures on the wall. And I'm saying, and I go, what the hell, what are you doing in my apartment? What are you drawing on my wall? And she's like, "This is art, and I'm going to sell it for thousands of dollars." Oh, and all this stuff. She's got this real bitchy attitude, like, my shit don't stink attitude. You know them art people. They all act like that. And I'm like, really? I go, "Lady, all you did was paint a fucking piece of paper and put some blobs on it. How are you going to even sell that? You can't sell it as toilet paper." Right? And she goes, "Oh my God, it's one of you types." Oh my God. I'm out of here. So I left. I go over to the market. There's a market, and there's people buying shit. And there's a girl working behind the market. I'm saying, hello, I'm next. She goes, hold on, buddy. Gives me all this fucking grief. And she's giving me shit. She goes, you'll get your turn, just hold on. And I'm like, this is my place, man. This is my place. I go, and there's these, I go over, and there's these two lesbians, dykes. And I walk over to them, and I go, hey guys, what's up? And I don't know what they're doing. They're just sitting beside each other. And the diesel dyke, she goes, and I got nothing against dykes, man. Go have a good time, whatever you do. But I go up to her, and she's one of those mean, I hate men. And she's like, fuck it. And she's looking at me, and she just wants to cut my throat. Her whole feeling is, get away. Get away from me, you fucking male. Right? She's one of those. And she's protecting her little innocent little gerbil of a girlfriend. And this big diesel like, I'm like, all right, calm down, lady. Calm down. I'm leaving. The big, bad, mean guy's leaving. All right? And so I turn around. Then there's this guy. He's going, hey. And he fucking starts hitting me. He goes, what are you causing all these fucking problems for? And I'm going, buddy, I'm going to fucking cut your throat. You hit me one more fucking time. And he goes, yeah, bring it. And then somebody else comes and gets in a fight with him. He goes, don't you worry. I've been watching this son of a bitch. And then they start fighting. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? This is my house. And I walk over, and there's people sitting around. And then I go in this one room. I go down the hallway. But the hallway is huge. It's like a street. I go down the hallway, but it's wooden. It's like a big wooden building. I don't know. I look down the stairs. I'm going downstairs. And downstairs, there's a bunch of people all fucking each other. And they're all on opium, on hash or something. I was like opium den. And they're all fucking and freaking laying there, spacey and shit. And I'm walking around. I'm like, where in the fuck do you people get off doing this shit in my fucking place? And they're like, oh man, you want to try some? Just calm down. I ain't fucking calming down. I'm like, Jesus, I want you out of here in the morning, right? Get the fuck out of here. I go back up the stairs, and everybody I meet is the type of person I can't stand. And I'm walking around, I'm looking. Everybody in this whole room is a person I can't stand. Some of them are the same, with the same kind of dislike I hate. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. And there's a lot of people in here I don't like. And all of them. There's all of them. So, and I almost get a fight with every single one of them. And they're in my place. And I don't understand. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm gonna kick them all out. I gotta kick them all out. And I'm thinking, and then this one girl, she goes, hey buddy. And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, seriously, I'm ran out of this stuff. Can you go? I can't leave my spot here. Can you go and get me some stuff that I need? And I'm like, yeah, all right. And she goes, okay, I need some of this, whatever it was. I think it was some kind of herb, and she worked in a market, and she needed some spices or something. And I'm like, I'll fucking go get you your spices, right? This is what I'm thinking in my head. So I turn around, I'm leaving, I'm walking across the moat, and I'm like, wait a minute. I ain't her bitch. I turn around. I go back in. I go, sorry, I ain't getting your stuff. Find someone else. This is my place. I'm clicking everybody out, so get ready to leave, right? And she goes, are you gotta be fucking kidding. You kicking us out. You fucking out. And she went nuts. And I'm like, I'm just losing. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And everybody I talked to. And those were just guys and girls, and they were all nuts. They all had this issue that I couldn't stand. Anyway, I was like, I'm going to my room, right? I'm going to my fucking bedroom. And I went into the bedroom, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I don't know, I did something in my bedroom. I come back out, and I'm walking around, and then someone else orders me around, and I'm getting ready. The full feeling is kick them out, kick them all out, kick them all out. And then, but I don't. It's like I don't want to be the bad guy. I don't understand. There's something, there's like this duality inside me. There's a fight inside me. This is my place. Kick these people out at all costs. But I just can't beat up kids and girls and all these guys and drug addicts. And they just, I don't know why the fuck they're here, but I can't beat them all up. I can't fucking beat them all up and kick them all out. It'll take me a fucking week. There's like, got 150 people in there or more, like hundreds. Like I looked in the hallway and it's those fucking bodies and heads walking around milling. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? They're bumping into me. Get out of the way, buddy. Move, buddy. Spilling their fucking coffee on me. Shit. You know, I'm in a fucking crowd and everybody's fucking treating me like shit. And I'm like, fuck. And then I woke up. Here's JC. And he's going, so how do you like it in there? I'm like, Jesus, what the fuck is that? And he goes, he goes, I forgot exactly what he said. He goes, what do you think? He goes, what do you think? And I go, he goes, tell me about your dream. And I go, well, everybody in there, I didn't like their attitude. And they're in my place. And he goes, yeah. He goes, what do you think of that? And I go, well, I don't want to just fucking stand it because that would never happen. That if I had my choice, none of these people would be my friends and none of them would be allowed in my apartment to begin with. So I don't know why they're all here. And he goes, isn't that fucking fascinating, Rich? And I'm like, yeah. I'm going, what the fuck? He goes, you want to fucking kill them all? I go, yeah, I think so. But I can't because it's wrong. And he goes, why is it wrong? I go, because they're people. I can't just run around, kill people. And he goes, they're not people. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, they're parts. They're people's expressions or whatever. The way they are. I forgot the word he used. He goes, they're not people. What? He goes, when you meet someone you can't stand because of their attitude, I go, yeah. And he goes, that's what they are. In people form. And I go, what the fuck are you talking about? And he goes, they're in your head. Everybody you ever met and their attitude that you don't like is in your head. And I go, and he goes, in your apartment, in your head. In a fucking box in your head. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. And he goes, Queenie put you in there so you can see why you hear the music all the time. And I'm like, she did? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, well, I go, well, how do I get rid of it? And he goes, well, doing what you're doing right now ain't gonna do nothing. And he goes, and I go, well, what the fuck do you think I should do? And he goes, kill them all. And he hands me a fucking sword and a knife. And I turn around and I'm going, really? And he goes, kill them all. And he goes, but make sure they're all out. The bodies. When you kill them, pick up the bodies and throw them out. I'm like, you got it. And he goes, okay. And so I close my eyes. I'm laying there and there's this blackness. And all of a sudden, whoosh, I'm back in this apartment again. And I'm in this apartment and they're all bumping in to give me attitude. And then some guy, he comes up to me. And he's pushing me and he's giving me shit. It's like, get out of the way, you fucking motherfucker. And he pushes me, you know, like the asshole in the bar that you meet when you go drinking. And I'm going. And then I'm getting ready. I don't know what to do. I'm going to stab this guy right in the fucking head. And he's yelling at me. And I'm going. And I go to turn to JC, but I didn't even say anything. And JC says, kill him! And I'm like, all right. I go, hey, buddy. He goes, what the fuck? And I went, ooh, I stabbed him right in the neck, and I pulled it out, and I fucking right in the fucking face. And he dropped down. Everybody fucking started screaming and yelling. Half of them ran out. Other ones tried to attack me. I took the fucking sword and I was whacking and chopping. It was like The Walking Dead, where you're chopping up the zombies, man. I was going through there and I killed everybody. And then, which took about an hour. And all of a sudden I realized my head was ringing the whole time. And what I mean by ringing is it's like, okay. But the spot where I killed everybody was silent. And it was right back here where my brainstem was. This back part of my brain. And I could hear around my ears the buzzing and the ringing. And the whole top of my head was buzzing and ringing. And he goes, now you don't forget to get rid of the bodies. And then hose the place down. He goes, there's a fire hydrant over there. Pick up the fire hydrant and hose all the blood out of there. And I'm like, all right. And I looked over and there's a fire hydrant. So I think he gives me suggestions from my brain and it manifests, right? And I'm like, so I fucking drag out all the bodies, throw them out. And he goes, don't throw them in. I go, can I throw them in the moat? And he goes, no, you don't throw them in the fucking moat. And I go, why not? And he goes, because the moat is the waters of your life. And he goes, you don't fucking pollute the waters of your being, he goes, just fucking trust me. He goes, don't throw them in. So I threw him out the door onto the street out there across the moat. And then I went and smashed the wooden planks that went over the moat into the doors of my apartment. I smashed them so no one else could come in. And all of a sudden it felt like it was going, like it was closing up slowly, like the walls on each end were closing up. And my apartment was shrinking. And I go, hey, my apartment's shrinking. And he goes, you got to replace the people. And I'm like, what? And he goes, you got to replace the people you killed. And he goes, just make something up in your head and then put them there. And I'm like, well, everybody I know is a fucking asshole. And he goes, everybody I met is a fucking asshole at some point. And he goes, you better fucking think. And I'm going, he goes, you got to replace. He goes, I forgot to tell you, but you got to replace all people. And I'm like, oh shit. So I'm going through I'm thinking of everybody in society, every type of person in society, from all the good policemen, firemen, churchgoers, and I'm like, cultists, no, fuck, none of that. I can't deal with that in my head. And so I'm like, oh, well, I had to replace. So I thought of a couple of nice people I like, and I put them in my head. And they disappeared. I don't know how. I just went like that and put them there. And they started living. And I'm like, no, I can't take her. I can't kill her, throw her out. Right? I'm like, okay, what's the nicest, quietest place in the world? I'm going to a library. Right? And I go, okay, for psychological reasons. Who's the coolest people that are the most quietest in the whole world? I'm thinking, okay, who are really quiet that don't scream and yell and have frustrating moments and crazy shit. And I'm like, deaf people. I thought deaf people. So what I did was I imagined deaf people reading books in a library. You know, the people that do the sign language. And I imagined a whole bunch of people, deaf people, reading books in the library. And I just imagined like 100 of them. And they're all sitting in chairs reading books. And they're all girls. And then I go, naked. And they're all naked, sitting around reading books. And I'm like, nice and quiet. Like I go, everybody, you can read all these books in the whole world. Just shut the fuck up. No, just be quiet. And that was it. So I got in my head all nice quiet people reading books. Then it stopped closing up as soon as the people were in there, and it started going back to normal. And I'm like, wow. And I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe I should have let it close up and it would have been quiet again. And anyway, I woke up and I go, "Jeez," I go, "Christ, what?" And he goes, "Yep." And I go, "I have questions." And he goes, "I knew you would." And I go, "Tell me what the fuck just happened." And he goes, "You're inside your brain." He goes, "You're inside your brain." And everybody in that room, everybody in that one room of your brain, and you got many rooms in your brain. He goes, "But this one part of your brain is everybody you've met that you didn't like because of their attitude." And I go, "Why are they in there?" And he goes, "They're in there so you know what that person's like and you have a defense against them. This is a personality that you don't like, which is in your head, and it's overloaded. And this is how you get them out. Kill them all." And I go, and he goes, "Queenie brought you in the room so you could take care of your own head, clean out your own head." And I'm like, "Holy shit." And he goes, "Yep." And he goes, "That's why everybody goes fucking nuts on the earth." That and a lot of other reasons. And I'm like, "Wow." And he goes, "Yep." And he goes, "You got about 100,000 more people to do in many, many rooms of your brain. And they're all going. And I'm taking you there every time I can. So you can kill them all." And I'm like, "Wow." And he goes, "I can't even take you there. The only one that can take you in there, in that part of your brain, is Queenie. That's why you had to see her." He goes, "Yeah, she likes sex. And she figures all this out, and she knows how to do this. She's a specialist in the fucking universe." He says, "She's a specialist in the universe to do this stuff." And he goes, "And you're fucking you're calling her a maggot." I'm like, "Oh fuck, I feel like shit." And he goes, "You should." And I go, "Well, why didn't you tell me this?" And I wouldn't have been fighting. All I knew she was a sex goddess, a sex orgy girl. And he goes, "I can't tell you because it defeats the purpose. If I told you, it would have defeated the purpose and you never would have known. I got to take the." He goes, "You got to go in the door. You got to open the fucking door." And that's why we kept presenting you with Queenie and driving it, but it drove you nuts. And you fought, and we were never going to give up, no matter how long you fucking fought. And he goes, "Because you had to get healed, and we were going to break it one way or the other so she can come in and clean your fucking head. But you had to allow it. The more you fought, you were stopping her from showing you. By fighting her, you were stopping her from showing you the room inside your head." He goes, "It runs fucking deep. It's a deep fucking rabbit hole." But he goes, "And this is the way in." He goes, "Because you accepted her and you fell asleep and let her do her fucking job, she opened the door to your mind and said, 'Rich, now you can go in and kill him.' But Queenie was the only way into my head." The spirit, Queenie. And she's Christ. But she's a specialist. An energy specialist. Anyway, guys, huge. So this is where I'm going to be going all the time for months, cleaning out my head of this stuff. And it's actually quiet. I can hear the quietness. I woke up. I went to sleep earlier, and I woke up, and I was pushing energy through, and all of a sudden my head went whoosh, and I just saw billions of stars, and every star was screaming. And I go, "Jesus, I'm seeing stars and they're screaming at me." And he goes, "Those are the fucking people in your head." And then the energy passed through and it all went quiet again. But there was one black spot where it was quiet in the back part of my brain. And that was later at lunchtime when I fell asleep. I had that experience. And so he goes, "You got the rest of your brain to do. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people you got to get rid of over 50 years. And I'm like, "Holy shit." And he goes, "Yep." And he goes, "It happens to everybody on the earth. Everybody. Everybody you don't like, your brain recorded them. Put them all in your head. That personality. So the next time you meet a person like that, you'll have a memory of it and a response to it from the ego. And he goes, that's why you're so fucking angry. He goes, we get rid of all this shit in your head, you won't be so fucking angry anymore. And I'm like, cool. And I go, you know what? Well, there's a lot of being angry fucking people out there. And he goes, yeah, and they're Christian. And guess what? Some ain't. And the people that are not Christian, fuck them. Nothing we can do. And he goes, because you're a Christian, we can help you. And he goes, by the way, you're being christened again. This, christened. And I'm like, really? And I gotta go through the whole ritual? He goes, it'll be while you're sleeping. You won't even know it. So they're gonna christen me and do that whole Christ thing on me again, christen me. So it's like the second time I've been christened. So there you go. Now how's that? You ain't gonna find that shit in any Bible, anywhere on earth. Nowhere. I had the experience and I put it here. Now if you get one with Christ and you can work with Christ and you got all this shit in your head, just tell him you want the Queenie. He'll know what you mean, or he'll find out. Fucking unbelievable, guys. And that's totally different now. Later, I'm out of time.